This is Daf Yom Yerushalmi Shevi'is. In the article Osvar edition, we're on the top of Vav and Aleph, the third line, Kananaya Shalin. And this is in the Vilna on the bottom of Tezayin Amud Beis, 10 lines to the bottom. The last three words in the line, Kananaya Shalin. So Kananaya Shalin Rabbi Yochanan, the Kohanim asked Rabbi Yochanan, Hahen Chuta, here, Chuta is interesting to use usually. Usually means the string, but here it means the road to get to Nava. And the Kohanim means that there is a town called Nava in Syria today, 40 kilometers east of the Kinneret. So, Mao, up to what point is it Torah? Rabbi Yochanan Shem, Rabbi Yochanan Bras Chavron, he told him, Nagin Kanaya Mate ad Deri. The Kohanim would go on this road up to Deri. And on the road to Botziraya, Arpades to get up to a place of a certain orchard which was known to him. I forgot to mention at the beginning that our learning today should be for the source of Yoshua Eretz Yisrael and Am Yisrael in its entirety in our wars against the Hamas and other evil people. There's the cities of Kutim in Eretz Yisrael, Samaritans, who supplanted that Shvatim, where they were no keter from Moshe Yeshua ben Nun that they're part of Mishumas and Maisus, and they are permitted. So the common argument is that's lav dakra days of Yeshua ben Nun. It's from the days that Aseret Shvatim went to Golus, and they were these areas were not counted by Oli Bavel. They were not counted by Oli Bavel. So, despite the fact that the Kutim were quasi-Jews living there, and perhaps there were Jews who were living there who were supplanted by these Kutim, doesn't matter, because they weren't conquered by Oli Bavel. Okay, so it says more, that's the case, Mi'ata, Lo Yachushu Kohanim al Chalason. That's the case, Kohanim should not be concerned on the Chala to eat it b'tara. As a matter of fact, they shouldn't eat it all, because it's from Chutz La'aretz. And from Chutz La'aretz it should be burnt, right? And we see Rabbanan Archaishish. Rabbanan do eat it b'tara. Rabbi Yehuda ben Pazzi said, La begin milsa. It's not part of Chutz La'aretz because Oli Bavel didn't conquer it, but rather Dam Atamart that you would say. Ela begin lo chaltatun malchusa biyada. It's rather because the Oli Bavel did acquire them, and they have kedusha, and nevertheless the fields of Jews are part of there because the non-Jewish government took back that land, even though it was part of the mandate, was removed from them, and it never permanently put them in the hands of Jews. If that's the case, only like sharecroppers there, and we're exempt Jews and Mises because to a Zaracha, it says the Torah, your Torah, and it's not your Torah. But there's a Chala, we don't need Zaracha, and we don't need Sadecha. It's just Boachem, you're Chayiv. Even though there's no specific grain growing on your auspices, the fact that you make dough means quite to give Chala. So it's part of Chumas and Mises, but when it comes to Chala, they have to give Chala, and they have to be careful to eat, and in particular, eat b'tara. Rabbi Yassi Shalom says, Imi lebatzra. Yassi saw that this is supposed to be the Bavli, Nazir, in the Kedushin Daf Lamed Alf on base, and so you so keep it over there. Yassi Shalom Asa, Imi lebatzra is one that came to Batzra, which is in Chutz La'aretz. I don't think it's the Basra in Iraq, but some other closer town. So, it's a Chutz La'aretz. Let's say, am I allowed to go out to greet her in Chutz La'aretz? I'm like, lo, he said, no, even they sakos drachim. It depends. It doesn't say lo. I'm like, I was expecting to say lo, so I put it in. If it's a account you're afraid for your mother that she's going to come into danger on the road, say, go out and accompany her. I'm not sure what you should do. Not sure actually go out. So he kept nudging him. I see his Dimagir today, of course. in the Vilna, I don't know why he takes it out. In the Vilna, it's it's in the article too. There's a gear here. Even they quote Yodea, and then it says Amar Shmuel Yitzchak Od Hitzrichel Rabbi Yochanan. It's still a question for Rabbi Yochanan. It's like a tzarich Teichu. He still doesn't know what the halacha is. That is also in the article in the Vilna. I know he took it out. So Achichalei, he kept nudging Rabbi Yochanan. When I said Gamarta, it says to Shalom. You decide you want to go and come back in peace. Shema Rabbi Lezer, Umar Rabbi Lezer heard him, Rabbi Yochanan saying this, and he said, since he gave him a bracha, there's no greater permission than that, and that means that Rabbi Yochanan came to the conclusion, and I can't keep it over and one is allowed to leave Eretz Yisrael. And this is he's passing for Kibbutz and go to Chutzlaretz. And Shimon Lakish Shor Rabbi Chanina. Shimon Lakish Chanina. Hakona Bamon Umoav Mao. Buy property in Ammon and Moab, which they Jordan. Are you chayiv in Trumas and Ma'asos or not? Later on, it says that the reference is to Ammon and Moab, which were conquered by Kodesh Baruch Hu, by Moshe Rabbeinu from Sichon. So, Amar said, "Ani lo shmatir Rabbi Chia Agara." I didn't hear from Rabbi Chia the Great. Elam Parashas Ashkelon. In other words, when I was in the border of Ashkelon, I heard Parashas Ashkelon lachutz, meaning that it's outside. It's not part of Eretz Yisrael. It's part of Trumas Ma'asos. Kasha. Go do Shalei Chada v'yu Magi B'lo Chada. He asked a question on Ammon and Moab, and his answer is about Ashkelon and Aza, so it's not comparable, right? But it's because Rabbi China would not say something that he didn't hear. It's like Rabbi Lezer in the Bavli. But he didn't want to let him go empty-handed. So begin kach sholei hada u'megiv lo hada. He asked him one thing and he got an answer another thing. So this wasn't what he asked, but at least he got something to take with him. Rabbi Shimon Lakish asked the Batzra. Rabbi Shimon Lakish went to Batzra. Atum l'gabei. He came to him and said, Amri lei, chami lach, it's fine for us. Barnash darish dayan sefer chazon. Find us a jack of all trades, a dayan, a sefer, a chazan, and that he can do everything we need him to do. The rest of chazan seems here to be a baal tefillah. Usually it's not the way in the Gemara. Usually chazan means like a shamash. Okay. That's what the Kavanaki says it is here. Buying as a chazan shamash knesses. So it's not going on the chazan. It's going on the chazan. Not going to the cantor. It's going on the beetle. I believe it's called in English. Beadle. Umani ubatzra. I said skip. Sorry. Gadu Arnitz. Chama Chabavli. He saw a certain Babylonian. I'll make sure this uses the article of Vilnius. He said, now I see for you a great place for you to live and be the love. This place Basra. Asked Rabbi Yochanan, so he came in front of Rabbi Yochanan and asked, is this time a Chacham allowed to go down to Basra? Well, even though he's going to serve his jackal trade, so who says it's mutter? Maybe it's you're not allowed to stay there because it's Chutzlaretz. So he says, I'm going to mean Bavel or Bavel. It's not a question because the person you're choosing lived in Bavel already. So to go to another part of Bavel is not a problem. Bavel's lower, even though Sichon might be a lower level than Bavel, but Bavel, it's okay to move there. It's a lateral move. Amar Yaakov Adami, Madam Rabbi Yochanan ben Bavel, mi Bavel to Bavel. He's saying you can go from Bavel to Bavel. Hadamar Akon Hashem Eino Mischayev. Somebody who buys something there is not chayev in Trumas U'Maisros. Here's what Trumas U'Maisros. Yeah. So it says, and it brings down the quote from before, so what about Tzor? Right? No, so this is a raya. It's a raya. So the chitzor eno so lechushav kanasham eno mischayev. Tzor now to go to it, but somebody buys there, it doesn't become chayim chumas u'maisos. Ashratai so event samach l'amumov Eretz Yisrael shtei arotzos achas achas v'nebedes. There's only Eretz Yisrael or Chutz La'aretz, and our Mishnah is talking about a question of Ziv versus Amona, which is a I have no idea what I just said. Scratch that from the record. Oh, yeah, I read it from my notes here. The Ksivan Amona was a place which was was Suffolk. Suffolk Eretz Yisrael. Here it's not. It's either or. It's not. It can't be a Suffolk. So it says Ashkatari Suffolk Lamov Eretz Yisrael Shtei Aratzos, the two lands. One, you can eat and you can work. In other words, there's no Kedusha Shevi'is, no Svichim, and you can work the land. V'achas, another one, here it should say lo necheles, v'lo ne'avedes. It can't be worked, and so here it says, that's a different gerson in the Gemara. Gemara it says, necheles v'lo ne'avedes. And the article puts in, lo necheles v'lo ne'avedes. Not sure what to do with different gerson. Let's go to the Kabinaki. There's one land where you can eat and it can work. The other one you can't eat and can't work. So Rabbi Yochanan going to say, es betzer b'amid bar ksiv. A betzer, in Tanakh, in Chumash, is a place in one of the Arim Miklat. It was in Jordan. So that's the case. You can go there, for instance, from Bavel to Bavel. That's what Rabbi Yochanan says. It's okay. As Betzer bar ksiv, v'lo batzra. No, I make a mistake. Sorry. Scratch that. The Rabbi Yaakov Bar Yid, let's go back a moment. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Abba said, says Vavel, so therefore it's not Chayim M'Shumas U'Maisros. Yet we found that some of there are two lands. One which is completely Eretz Yisrael, and one which is not completely not Eretz Yisrael. So that's the case. It would seem that there is a betzer where you are chayiv in Trumas U'Maisros, right? An area of Ammon and Moav. So Rabbi Yochanan wants to say held as betzer b'amid bar ksiv. That's betzer. Betzer is there is ein necheles lo necheles lo ne'avedes. So that's why Eretz Yisrael. We're talking about v'lo batzra. Because again, this article, the Kabbalah puts it in. Batzra is Chutz La'aretz. And that Rabbi Yochanan said, you can go Gesundheit. So Shimon Lakish Meimar Betzer Heinebatzer. Shimon Lakish holds they're the same place. Betzer and Batzer are the same place. And therefore, that's why he asked this question. And that brings us to the mamish, the top of Mem Zayin Amud Aleph. So I think we will stop here. Yeah. So mamish, the next time we learn, we start from the top of Mem Zayin Aleph.